Hi, I'm Lutifah. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be ranking 30 of my Juvia's Place palettes, so let go. So I thought since we were in 2021 and we're right at the beginning before hopefully Juvia's Place starts doing it again and releasing lots of palettes, I thought let's go through what I already have in my collection and rank it, take stock as it were. So I have 30 palettes, so we've got quite a few to get through and I don't want this video to be too long. So what I'm going to do, the first 10, I'm just kind of blitz through it and then we'll take our time more on the last 10 and the middle 10, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so in 30th place we have, and this is a recent palette, this is from just before Christmas. I'm not sure if it's part of the Christmas collection, but it was around Christmas time, and it is the La Mariposa by Yami Angelina. This is what she looks like on the inside. Now there's nothing wrong with this palette, it's just the fact that I wouldn't reach for this on its own. For instance, I'd use these two colours, but I would need another palette to deepen it because that ain't gonna do nothing. So yeah, that's the only reason, is because I can't see myself reaching for this too often. Even in the summer, if I'm reaching for these, I can see myself reaching for these two mattes, but not really these two shimmers. They don't speak to me, so that's the only reason. And I should say, off the top, I like all my Juvia's Place palettes, otherwise I wouldn't have them. So that was number 30. Next we have the Afrique Palette, which looks like that. Oh, let me show you the outside, because the outside's gorgeous. So that's the outside. Gorgeous, right? And here is the inside. The only reason this is ranking so low in 29th place is because I don't know when I'd reach for this very often. It's one of those things where I'd have to make an active choice to rotate it into my drawer, because I have drawers here and I'll put about 8 palettes in it every week that I have to use that week or for the next 2 weeks, and I'd have to put that in rotation to use this one, because this isn't necessarily, I say it all the time, sing to my heart. So that's why they are Afrique palettes in number 29. Next we have the Taupes, and she looks like this. Now I'll be honest with you, I feel like this is self-explanatory. I'm brown. This looks like this. And that's why she's number 28. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like cool tones and I do like these colours, but I do need another palette to deepen it. And I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I only want to use one palette. No. I am more than happy to use mattes from Vizia and then use Pat McGrath shimmers. I'm more than happy to do that. But for me to even make this work, period, full stop, I'm going to need another palette. But the hues are gorgeous, and if you're quite fair skinned, go for this. Even if you're brown skinned like me, they all show up. You just need a deepening shade. To pull off these kind of cool tones, you need a deeper shade. So that's why she's at number 28. Next we have the Douce, and she looks like that on the outside. I think it's Douce. Pretty sure it's Douce. And I mean, the packaging is gorgeous. I mean, look at that. I'm not sure if you can see it. It kind of shifts. It's just about picking it up. But the inside, it looks like this. There's nothing wrong with this palette. It's just, again, not something I would proactively reach for. Unless I wanted to do something really soft, I probably wouldn't reach for her. She just doesn't, I mean, the nice thing is she does have a deepening shade, but other than that, I'd have to put it in rotation in order to force myself to use it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's quite a nice palette. And if I didn't have so many palettes, I would probably find the time to focus on this one because the tones are gorgeous. But that's why she's in 27. Next, we have Nubian Glow. Now, really and truly, this one should have come dead last. But I didn't put it dead last only because I've only used it once. And the reason I'm not that enamored of it is because these tones just don't, they're just not, the shimmers are fine. The shimmers are always fine within Juvia's Place palettes, but this is okay, I guess. I mean, they're okay, but you can't create a look with just this palette. You need another palette again. So that's why it's 26. Next we have 25, which is the Festival palette, which looks like that. I love the packaging on this palette. And the inside is like this. I love the mattes. These mattes are phenomenal. This is one of the best reds I have in my collection. Best purple, these are just fantastic. But because they're so higgledy-piggledy, jiggledy-wiggledy, I won't go, ooh, for this look, I need the Tribe. I've got other palettes that are much more cohesive and easier to use and easier to decipher what look I want to do. So for that reason, Festival Palettes number 25. Next we have, and I know everyone's gonna be back here, we have the Disco Party, and it's by Fumi Dissolavold. I love her. I love Fumi. Love, 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 love. And this is what the palette looks like. This is a fantastic palette, like gorgeous. The blue is gorgeous, but this only got one matte, which I struggle with because I want to add definition to looks. Even if it had a baby blue for the edges or something, that's the only reason that I don't reach for this one too often, or I can't see myself reaching for it. Also as well, I'm quite seasonal. I tend to wear blues and things like that around autumn, winter, Christmas time really, because I just feel like it works then. So again, I might, if I did this ranking in September, this might rank a lot higher, but for now, it is what it is. Next, we have the Masquerade palette. It's nice, it's absolutely nice. I just don't reach for it very often because I've got other palettes that they've released since that have this kind of look. For instance, the Wahala palette has this kind of look, and I tend to reach for that because there's just more textures in there. But yeah, for that reason, that's why she ranks quite low. Right, next in 22, I think we're at, we have the Magic Mini. Now I always think, if this is the mini, what the hell does a large look like? Jeez. And so the inside looks like this, and I love these dark I love these dark blues in here. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They are very similar though, that's the only thing, like between the two of them. So that's, I just find on the eye they're very, very similar. But other than that, again, these colours I have in other palettes that are ranked higher, and that's the only reason, that's literally the only reason this ranks so low. At 21, we have the Zulu palette. Looks like that from the outside. Again, gorgeous packaging. You can't fault Juvia's Place for their packaging, second to none. If you're looking inside, I'm going to show you inside. Look at that. Stunning. Yeah, now the reason I like this one at 21 is because it's very seasonal. I love all the colours in this, but it's extremely seasonal. Like for instance, come summer, it's going to be these two and these two, baby. Then it's going to be these, and it's going to be these two, then it's going to be these two. Like come summer, we're boys again, but I only really use this in the summer. But these mattes are unmatched. Okay. Yeah, so for that reason, this is number 21. At number 20, we have the Nubian 3, which is the Coral palette. When I first got this, I loved it. I loved it so much. But since I've gotten more into makeup and played with other makeup, I realised this again is very seasonal. I love these silvers. This is one of my first encounters with cooler tones. I love these silvers, but I don't pull for this very often. In the summer, I might pull for it a bit more, but for now, I don't really need to. I just don't. So this is why this is 20. And to be fair, I don't have any more corals in my collection, I don't think. I think this is all the corals I have. I think it is all the corals I have. So that means that I don't love corals that much. Anyway, home straight. Number 19 is the Nubian, the original Nubian. Now I loved this. Again, when I first got it, I used it. Look at these. This palette is a bit of me. But then the Warrior came out. There's just other ones that came out that superseded this. But this is a fantastic palette, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm going to take it out when we're allowed to travel again. This is coming with me. Yeah. Next, we have the Saharan. Looks like that. Now, I only realised recently that I didn't have it. I just assumed I had it. So I recently bought it from London Loves Beauty, because I think it's sold out now. But this is what she looks like on the inside. Gorgeous. This is a really nice palette. I love it. I love the fact it's got a black in it. That's tip about Juvia. They don't really put blacks in their palettes. So I like the fact that this one has a black. This is probably why I love it so much. But yeah, for that reason, that's why it's in the order it is. Now, this is one of my favourites, and I've only ranked it so low because I haven't used it that much, but I actually love it. And it is the Chocolates. And I feel like this was meant to be the nudes for dark skins. I feel like that's what it should have been called, the nudes for us. And she looks like that on the inside. Now, everyone always thinks this colour and this colour are very similar, but if you look closely, this is warm and this is cool. And this came in the collection where Juvia's Place started making smaller 6 pans like this, dedicated 6 pans, and I like that. I love this. This size is perfect for an entire look. So for that reason, cool. Next, we have another one from that same collection. It's called the Violets, and she looks like this. Bonjour, Violet. The inside is like this. Look at her. Look at her. Oh my God, come on. Fabulosity. Look. That's nothing about Juvia's Place mattes. They just keep going and going and going. But yeah, this palette is lovely. I love purples. I love pinks. I love mauve tones. So this is why I love this one. And you can create cohesive looks with just these 6 shades, which I really love. So yeah, for that reason, violets. Next we have the Mauves. Okay, go on. And I just said I love mauve, so no brainer. This is actually one of my favorite palettes over the summer. Gorgeous. This is one of those few palettes that suits everybody. If you like lighter tones, it suits you. You can use this, stay in this area, ignore this one. If you need deeper tones like me, you can use all of them. You know, this is a fantastic palette, and for that reason, that's why it ranks quite highly. The Mauves. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Next one we have is the Saharan. And this, look at this packaging. Look at that packaging. Stunning. Inside, oh, this is Saharan 2. Sorry, I should have said that. Saharan 2, not Saharan. And look at this. This is me in a palette. Except, take this out. This is me in a palette. But I even like the blue. I just don't use it within the setting. I probably use it in a different palette. But look at it. You can have your smoky reds, your smoky oranges. This is beautiful. This is a palette to die for. This is absolutely stunning. And like I said, the shimmers, one matched. Next we have the Nubian Two. And inside, this is a chocolat. Look at this color right here. Oh my God, look. What? And this one. Look. And then this deep blue. Oh, come on. This palette is a bit of me, quite frankly. It's a bit of me. And last before we hit our top 10 is the berries, which looks like this. And on the inside, like this. I love this palette. Listen, in a world where there's no Pat McGrath and there's no Natasha Denona and there's no Vizia, Juvia's Place is king. I love Juvia. I love the fact that it's black owned. I like the fact that she's Nigerian. I like the fact that everybody from every ethnicity and culture and background loves Juvia's Place. And I like the fact that it's affordable, okay? So, I think the most expensive palette is usually about 30 quid. Who's crying for £30? And they're good. And because they're made by a black woman, they are pigmented. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Back to the palette. Self-explanatory. Gorgeous. I mean, look at this tone here. Look at this. These mattes are unmatched. And I don't know if I said already, but hopefully I have. Oh, look at this one. Oh, I can't wait for summer. Oh, God. How did I not put this in my Valentine's? I hope I did. God. Yeah, but I think I did. Oh, God, I must have. Yeah, the berries is number 11. Now we've hit our top 10. And at number 10, we have the Nubian Royale. Again, this came out as part of their Christmas collection. Gorgeous packaging, absolutely stunning packaging. And it's got those purpley tones. So it came out with the Nubian Glow. They came out as a collection together. But out of the two, this is my preferred one. It's just more up my street. And it's a really nice extension for the berries. It's a really nice extension for quite a few palettes. It's just gorgeous. But yeah, definitely the berries. What's the other one? There is another one. The violets as well. It's a really nice extension for the berries and the violets. Yeah, for sure. Number 9, we have the sweet pinks. I was never really a pinky girl until I got the sweet pinks. I got the sweet pinks and I got a Pat McGrath palette as well, the pink one. I can never remember what it's called off the top of my head. I'll insert the name. I'll set a picture of it so you can see. But this summer I got both of those, and it's the outside. And here's the inside. And I fell in love with pinks. I fell in love. I fell in love with soft pinks, harsh pinks, just pinks. I fell in love. And for that reason, she's number 9. All right, at number 8, we have a relatively new palette, but I've used her quite a few times now. I like it for everyday slay, and that is the Vanessa Palette. Now, I'm going to try and pronounce her name, and all my Ghanaian friends, I'm really sorry. Vanessa Gaima? Listen, don't come for me. I tried, innit? And I didn't butcher it. Like, let me know how it's pronounced in the comments. But yeah, that's what she looks like. And inside, look at that. I did a video recently with a look on this. Again, I'll insert a picture of that look, but looky. This is a beautiful everyday palette with a pop of colour. And that, for that reason, she's number 8. At number 7, and this was probably my favourite until mid last year, and it is the Warrior palette. And if I'm honest, it probably is close to my favorite. Ask me another time, ask me in September, this will be my favorite. And that's what she looks like. Look, and you've got this cool tone brown, but then you've got all these warmer tones around her, and these golds are unmatched. Gorgeous. Yeah, and for that reason, the Warrior's Place is number 7. It's a gorgeous palette, really nice. I think if you're starting out with Juvia's Place and you really love, and you really love neutral tones, I think a good place to start is the Warrior palette. But there's actually one other one that I think is a good place to start. But this is, if you're my skin tone and you like these kind of earthy golds, and this is a really good place to start. At number 6, we have the Warrior palette. Now this is an all matte palette. I love this because sometimes I like to do smoky looks. Actually, to be fair, often, like on a normal day, I like to just do a smoky matte look. This one comes into play. Just look. So you've got this warm red, you've got a black, you've got this cool brown, warm brown, orange. My favorite thing is to do a matte smoky eye, smoky brown, smoky black with like a halo of red on the outside, a halo of orange, and this will give you this. And then you've also got the white. So if you wanted to lighter any colors, you can do that, because I know these are quite deep tones. So if you're a fairer complexion, you can just lighten some of these colors. And then there's like this off kind of, I don't know, what would you call this, like a grey kind of tone. It's a really nice tone on the eyes though, especially if you put it on the edge. If you put it all black and then you put that towards the edges. Oh. For that reason, the Warrior palette comes in at number 6. At number 5, so we're at the home stretch now. At number 5, we have the Nomad palette. And the reason I love this palette, because what does it remind you of? Like, what does it remind you of? This reminds me of the Melt 420 palette. And I love these kind of grungy greens and then the yellows and the kind of mustardy browns, oranges. It's just gorgeous. I love this palette. I don't use it often enough, but I love it. This is one of those 2 palettes, even though you don't use it, you know where it has to sit. It knows where it sits. It knows it's loved, essentially. So for that reason, this is number 5. Number 4. Now, when I got this because I'm a stan. I'm going to have every single Juvia's Place palette. The only one I didn't have original is Fumi's first palette and the nudes, because who the hell is that going to show up on? Listen, I've seen light-skinned people, fair-skinned people, snow queen ladies and fellas who that doesn't show up on, so I'm not buying it. For who? For what? For why? Anywho, so when this palette first came out, I bought it just because it was Juvia's Place. But, and even like inside, I was like, oh, I don't know about all of that. Look at this picture though. Wow. Wow. And even when I first bought it, I was like, when am I going to use these colors? But baby, this is a fantastic palette. These colors, they don't look it, but they're so complementary to each other. I did a look with the purple fading into the blue, with the pink, with the purple, with the orange, with the blue, with the green. Listen, this palette will get your creative juices flowing, and the mattes, as I said, are unmatched. Coming in at number 3, controversial, because I know everybody puts this one at number 1, and it would have been number 1 if the other 2 hadn't come out, but it's the Tribe palette. Now, this is a gorgeous palette. Stunning. Look. Come on. Look at these colors. Like, oh my God. This palette is beautiful. And it's, for instance, like if I take these out, it's actually kind of neutral. If I take this one out as well, it's actually quite a neutral palette. If I take that one out, it's quite a neutral palette. But at the same time, there's your pops of color as well. This is a fantastic palette, and I think even if you're not into brights, you can create a deep, sultry look from this palette. Likewise, you can create a bright green, goddess look for like the summer. This is a palette that will run you through. If you only had this palette will run you through all year round. All year round. All you need is like a black. But other than that, or a deep brown. Other than that, all year round. I love this palette. And I bought it for the sake of buying it. And I love it. And I love it when that happens. So for number 3, the Tri palette. Now for our last 2 palettes, and by now you should have guessed what they are, you know, they're twins. One came, then the other one came, and now they're both here. The first one is the Wahala. The Wahala palette. I love this palette, and the reason I love it, firstly, look at that, look at the packaging. Secondly, look at her. What? This is a look. Look at that. You've got the purple, you've got the blue, you've got the oranges, you've got the kind of greens, you've got the blacks and the... This palette just serves you looks. What they should have done though is made the background blacks, and I think people would have more easily see looks that they can do. But to be honest with you, I just showed you how to. I just told you. I said you've got your purple and your blue. You got your pink, orange, red, and it's got a shimmer. You got your orange and your greens, and then finally you've got your deeper tones. I just told you how to use it. So use it. I just told you. This is a beautiful palette and I love it. And I didn't get it in the first release because I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. It's a bit bright. Then I started seeing videos and I was like, oh, excuse me. What? And I paid way too much money for this. I bought this from London Loves Beauty in the UK because getting it shipped from the US was just A, long, B, expensive. So I paid £50 for it and I don't hate myself. So for that reason, this is number 2. Now, number 1, and for those who don't know, I am Nigerian. Okay, that's the first thing. I'm married to a Trinidadian Jamaican, but me, myself, and I. Don't let the surname fool you, okay? Thomson-Lowe is not the surname I had at birth. Akiniyi is the surname I had at birth, okay? I am Nigerian Yoruba. And when Wahala 2 came out, I said, don't play yourself. Make sure you get it at the first release. Do not play yourself. Look at it. Look at her. I'm going to do the same thing. They were smart. Yes, the background is hella confusing and doesn't even match the front part, so they really shouldn't have put it in. But let me grab, if I grab this. You've got your silvers. You've got your blues into your purples, or purples into your blues and teals. More greens there. Oranges. This is your neutral look right there. And then you've got a bit of flavour, a bit of pinks, so this is a bit of me. These are all the colours I say I like. Pink, red, blah, blah, blah. These are all the colours I say I like. And there's so many different textures in here. I have used this palette. Every time I use this palette, everything comes out fire. Every look I do comes out fire. You don't even have to try. You don't even have to try. It just comes out fire. Another thing I really like about this palette, I know I'm fumbling my words now, but I'm excited, is I like the fact that I see words from my native tongue. So I see words like, even just the name Wahala is a Yoruba word. Then you've got words like 419, I mean that's rude, but that's in there anyway. Then you've got Oya, Oya, Shakara. Is that in this one? Yeah. Then you got Oya, Shakara. Shakara is like, you know, doing the most. You know, so you're gonna put Shakara in your inner crease because you want to be doing Shakara, doing the most. You got Oya, like, come on, let's go, Oya. Then you've got, what else have you got? Amebo, them kind of nosy people there. Then you've got Egbami, which I don't know why this is in it, because it help. Egbami kind of means help me, as in Egbami mu phone me means like help me get my phone. So I don't know why that's in there, but I like it. I like seeing words that I identify with. Oh, now wow. And me and my cousin, especially my cousin Lola, we did this a lot. We were like, wow, now wow. Like, so yeah, it's just nice to see words from my language in a palette. So for that reason, and plus because every look is fire, Wahala 2 is number 1. Don't let the 2 fool you. She's a number 1, okay? Number 1, because Nigeria know they carry last. Huh? I love this palette. So that was my roundup of the Juvia's Place palettes. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. If you thought I was wrong, if you would have put something somewhere else, you know, you're wrong. I did it right. But do let me know what your thoughts are. If you would have put it different rank, if you would have ranked things a bit differently, if there's any you have, any you don't have, any you didn't go for. I'd be interested to know if there are any palettes you specifically said, nah, it's not for me. I'd be really interested to know. So if you enjoyed my video, please like, please subscribe, please share if you care, and I will see you in the next one.